everybody, it's Janelle coming to you live. My energy transmission last night. Coming to you live again. So, one of the things that's been up for me is that there is this huge calibration around what we're meant to step into and what is the truth. And for a lot of my journey over the last year has been oh my God, I can't even begin to tell you, deep perspective into joy, into passion, into life itself. And I really felt the need to come and share that experience with you from the perspective of what is it that you need from me. And as I was reflecting on the truth of that and what that looks like for this because it's blocking me, what that looks like for people in general, one of the things that came up for me was this conversation around what it means to be truly in love with life. What is just in that passion and desire for life itself. A lot of the times what I find, especially in the spiritual realm, I can't even tell you because I'm just so overwhelmed with the passion of life itself. It brings me to tears. Understood this place. Really here to support you in most profound ways. It really is. It really, like, the whole entire thing, while you're trying to quiet your mind and steady your heart and figure out your soul, is really conspiring to support you in everything that you desire, in all the ways. And as a highly connected spiritual person, my whole entire life, I've spent studying the soul and studying why people disconnect from their soul, or why they, as intuitives, struggle so much in life. And the old school of thought is that not moving with your soul, or the world doesn't, life isn't supporting you. And I want to shatter that belief system for you. And my whole entire DNA structure is about the joy of life, the passion of life, the rawness of life, from a soul perspective, embodied soul perspective, because in my experience, most intuitives and healers are not in body as a soul. Their soul is not in their body. And when you are actually embodied as a soul, the richness, let me tell you like this. It's like this on the menu, and I had for a minute, but I went ahead and picked this certain dish. And the complexity and the layers of flavors and senses that were on board were truly magical. And life gets to be that way for you. But life requires flow, reciprocity, receptivity. It requires a deep appreciation for yourself. Hey, Kristen. Oh my God, it's been a minute. It requires you to not only look at your mental capacity and where you're viewing life from, but it also requires a deep knowing and authentic representation of your soul in the world. And authenticity is a word that's thrown around a lot, but not a lot of people understand what true, authentic, vibrational, inward and outward flow is. And I'll say it simply. It's like the dish that I was talking about that had multiple layers. Owning, and a lot of people say this word, and I don't think there's a lot of people that understand, owning the complexity, the diversity of your soul, both your light, your dark, your masculine, your feminine, softness, your forwardness, truth, your fears, all of it. And not sugarcoating it and not projecting it onto someone so that you can prove a point that you're this evolved soul and you're more conscious, or whatever the case may be. The beauty in another soul. Because when you witness the beauty of another soul, both their light, their dark, their habits, their beliefs, all the things, you can begin to understand the beauty of the world that we live in. Because the world is a reflection of you. It is the world that you live in is a reflection of your own internal view of yourself. The things that you desire to manifest exist inside of you. No thing, no amount of money, no amount of whatever that exists outside of you. And the complexity at which you receive or don't receive is largely based on the truth and the knowing of how amazing you are and how complex you are and how beautiful that complexity is. That's authentic. And when you become in sync with that to such a profound placement that it's like a water droplet that causes a ripple in the world, then the things that you desire and have put on your vision board and have intended for seek you. Because the world that I live in, because I've cultivated this as an experience, is I wonder how lucky I get to be. And the way that I move in the world with receiving is in flow. It's a rhythm, it's a heartbeat. It's not a belief system. Oh my God, I've thought about it 2,000 times or 2 million times. So therefore I get to have the thing. It's not about how good I am or how many beliefs I conquer or how much healing I've done. It is about not letting, I laugh because it's not letting the outside world tell you what's possible, because you know what's already yours. And what is already yours, it's to be yours. And it's not limited by where you come from, how much work you do, how much hours you spend in meditation, because Lord knows I would be a docket list that's like eons long. I love to meditate. But that's not the thing that brings me wealth. What brings me wealth is my ability to know my worth. And I don't mean worth in the sense of that cliche thing that people throw around and, oh, you needed to know your worth. No, my worth is a feeling inside my body as a soul, knowing this experience here gets to be my canvas that I paint on. And whatever I choose and whatever I desire is already mine. And when I began my journey in business at 21, I started my first company. Some of you are new to my world, so you don't know this. And that company I built to 11 locations and amazing. But that's when I understood my capacity to create wealth, opportunities, money, and I began to understand the construct around money. Because before that, spiritual being, as we all know, spiritual, so psychic, all of those things, sometimes there's very little relevant relatability to income and wealth, right? I had to go on that journey and I had to understand it out and backwards and forwards, right? And it became an amazing ride. And I never had a love-hate relationship for money or wealth or opportunities. Always viewed it as innately good, right? Because with money, you can do things in the world. With opportunities, you can create movement and better the world around you. Same goes for money. However, I never let it make me who I am as a soul. The same is true for love, for wealth, for business, for all the things, right? There's this, we get to, why would you not grab that? And I don't mean hustle, because that's not what it is. It's not hustle and grind and do more work. And it's so lazy that you just meditate all day and then you expect things to show up in divine time. It's not either of those extremes. It's this happy balance in between the two. Both the outer and the inner reflection balanced of you as a soul, utilizing all your gifts and talents. Because the thing is, you chose this lifetime to be born. And it would be a great mistake for you not to stand that you chose this time, that you failed. And not so that you experience such hurdles and pushbacks and dilemma and trudging yourself through the trenches and you're muddy and you're over it all. Life is not school. Life is the playground. Life is the canvas that you get to paint, and you get to paint it the way that you choose. You have the power and the authority to choose to create your life in such a way that it brings life to people that are around you. And this whole time, people have been judging you, criticizing you, or you've experienced hate or shame or ridicule because people that aren't living authentically as souls do not get to experience the joy and the passion that is life itself. The gift of air in your lungs and your heart beating. The way that the grass grows. You didn't think about the grass growing. It just did it on its own. So why do you think that you need to take your hand or take your mind and force something to work? It's the very thing of hyper independence and control that is keeping your goals and your manifestations from you, because they already exist inside of you. It's not a thing outside of you. And you live in a world where angels move through you, with you. They send you signs and synchronicities all the time. You have dreams, you have visions, all of the things, right? And you really think you're in control. It really is flow. It's harmony, it's that balance between the inner and outer, the balance between the light and the dark and the shadows and the love that you are and the passion that you are. It's really all it is. So my message tonight is, how much do you want to experience of the world? Because our world has changed so much to me in feeling and experiencing things that it's literally unrecognizable to right now from where it was when I was younger, right? And I was, my sessions and I was teaching and leading groups. The vibration and the frequency then versus now is lifetimes different. Like, kidding. Right now it's manifesting like this quick based on where your mind's at. So if you're over there thinking that you got to do it all yourself, congratulations. The creator put things inside of your body, inside of manifest, because already they're yours. If you're interested in figuring out what you can work with me directly. I have one-on-ones, but also I have liberated, or I call liberté, which is free from limitations and society standards and free to be a soul and passionate about life itself. So with that being said, I want you to understand you are completely free and unique to yourself. The only thing that's holding you back is your version of you and what mold you decide to let people push you into. And the people that usually find me, so if you're finding me right now and you've never heard me before, it's because you're a chain breaker and you're a generational curse healer within your family. Because I work with rebels. Shocking, I know. Insert shock and awe as we hush. I teach people how to become free again and how to build wealth and how to create sustainable wealth with balance in their life, not like hustle and grind. I'm about work though, so don't get it wrong. But this is your season, and everything that I'm saying to you tonight is channeled. There is no thought of my own that comes out of my mouth at this point. And yes, my inner world and my behind the scenes world do match. Keep doing this for 30 years and 66,000 sessions later and not have that experience, the ground running. So with that being said, I want to say to you, if you're interested in finding out more, PM me. You have coaching that I offer for people if you're interested in finding out more about that. So with coming off the full moon energy, I love you all. Good night.